All right, today we're going to talk about something that touches millions and millions of lives: diabetes. At its heart, it's all about how our bodies turn the food we eat into the energy we need to live. So let's dive right in.
You ever really stop and think about that? You eat breakfast or lunch or whatever, and somehow that food becomes the actual fuel that powers your brain, your muscles, everything. It's a process we totally take for granted, but it's the absolute key to understanding diabetes.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. We're going to walk through how your body's amazing energy system is supposed to work when everything is running smoothly.
It's actually a pretty elegant four-step journey. So step 1, you eat. Your body gets to work breaking that food down into a type of sugar called glucose, which then hops into your bloodstream. Your pancreas senses this sugar, and right on cue, it releases this super important hormone called insulin. Insulin then acts like a delivery driver, traveling to all your cells to unlock them and let that glucose in to be used as energy.
And look, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Insulin is the key. It's literally the key that opens the door to your cells, letting all that good energy in. Without the key, that energy is just stuck outside, locked out.
So, what happens when something goes wrong with that key? Or maybe with the lock itself? Well, this is exactly where diabetes enters the story. It's when this beautiful, elegant system we just talked about breaks down.
So what is diabetes really? It's a condition where one of two things happens. Either your body just isn't making enough of those insulin keys, or the locks on your cells are kind of busted and don't work right anymore. Either way, you get the same result. All that sugar gets stuck in your blood instead of getting into your cells to power your body. Now, this is so important to understand. Diabetes isn't just one single thing. There are a few different types, but the two main ones happen for totally different reasons, and it all comes back to our key metaphor.
Here is the absolute core difference. With type 1, the problem is that the key is missing. The body's own immune system messes up and attacks the pancreas, which is the factory that makes insulin. So, no keys get made. With type 2, the factory is working. Your body is making insulin, but the lock is broken. The cells have become resistant, so even though the key is there, it just can't open the door.
So digging into type 1 a little more, it's what's called an autoimmune condition. It usually shows up when people are kids or teenagers, and it has nothing to do with diet or lifestyle. You can't prevent it. And because the body literally can't make its own insulin keys, people with type 1 need to get them every single day through an injection or an insulin pump just to live.
But just look at this breakdown. While type 1 is incredibly serious, type 2 diabetes, the broken lock problem, accounts for a huge majority of cases. We're talking 90 to 95%. That's why it's such a massive public health focus.
With type 2, the risk factors are a mix of stuff you can't change, like your genes and family history, and things you can influence, like how active you are and what you eat. And what's really concerning is that while we used to think of this as an older adult's condition, we're seeing it more and more in kids and teenagers, which says a lot about our modern lifestyles. Real quick, it's also good to know about two other related conditions. You've got prediabetes, which is like a yellow warning light. Your blood sugar is high, but not quite in the diabetes zone yet. It's a crucial window to make changes. And then there's gestational diabetes, which can happen during pregnancy and usually disappears after birth, but it's an important heads up about future health risks.
So we get the how it happens. But what about the so what? Why is it such a big deal to have too much sugar floating around in your blood? Let's talk about the risks and, more importantly, the path forward.
See, when sugar just hangs out in your bloodstream for a long time, it can start to damage your blood vessels and nerves all over your body. Over time, this can lead to some really serious issues with your heart, your kidneys, your eyes, you name it. This is exactly why managing blood sugar is so critical.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the good news. Those risks are not inevitable. Not at all. People have so much power to lower those risks by doing things like monitoring blood sugar, taking medicine if it's needed, eating well, and staying active. They can live long, healthy lives.
And you know, this really gets us to the most important part of this whole conversation. A diagnosis is just a piece of information. It's a health condition you have to manage, sure, but it absolutely does not define who a person is.
I absolutely love this quote from our source. It just totally reframes everything, right? It's not about what you can't do. It's about what you can do to stay healthy and in control. It's all about finding that balance with help from your doctors, your family, and your friends.
So the bottom line is this: life does not stop. People with all types of diabetes lead full, amazing, successful lives. They're athletes, they're parents, they're CEOs, they're teachers. Managing their health is just one more thing on their to-do list, right alongside everything else.
So that leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? Understanding the science is step one. But the next step, the one that really matters, is about building empathy and real support. How can we, as friends, as family, as a community, create a world that gets rid of the myths and actually lifts up everyone living with this condition? That's the real challenge.